Hey, what's up? John McEntee here. I tried doing this live on YouTube, but for some reason it keeps breaking up. Maybe my connection just sucks here. I don't know, but I apologize for that. And I'm just doing this as a video through my webcam at home. Anyway, yeah, first of all, I want to thank Chris Garza for having me on the Garza podcast. It was really cool of him to do. He did not have to do that. He is obviously he didn't have to have whoever wants on him. But the point is that um, his stuff is geared towards a lot more commercial stuff than you know I am, and or the band is, and also he's more. I mean, his band is more metalcore. I mean, maybe his taste is more death metal. I don't really know. I don't know him that well. He was just pleasant to me, and I hope to get to know him better. He seemed like a really nice guy, but you know, I feel very humble that he asked me to do it because it wasn't something that most people in his situation would do. Uh, they usually go for you know, the bigger people or whatever in the scene, and I don't know. I give a dude a lot of credit for it because it's easy to, let's just say, without being a crybaby about it, is that there's a lot of times incantation gets left out of the conversation in a lot of even death metal circles. So for someone that isn't really a part of this real underground death metal thing that we do, have us on the show. Super cool. Um, okay, my main point is, and just so you know, this is my third time doing the video, not because of I'm editing it or doing whatever, just that YouTube keeps like breaking up on me for some reason when I try to live stream it, so I'm doing it here. So I want to get to the meat and potatoes of what um, my takeaway from it. One of the biggest ones, besides really feeling appreciated, that people really understand where I'm coming from as a death metal musician and as a person, really, um, who doesn't want to be part of the societal norms as at least as little as possible. It's not something I'm interested in. I like doing my own things the way I like doing them, and don't like to be part of this whole, you know, what you're supposed to do, you know, or whatever. Anyway, um, so what is the bottom line here? The bottom line is that a lot of people's, like, I don't know, maybe there was 100 comments on like the main video or something like that, and a good maybe 10 of them, or maybe a little less, I can't remember, I didn't count them, mentioned that they appreciated me talking about my awkwardness and talking about always feeling like I didn't fit into society, and how music became a way of being expressing myself, and helping me find this journey into becoming myself and stuff. I mean, I know it sounds way more like important than what it is or whatever, and it's bullshit because I lived my life for many years just this way, and just because in recent years I've been fortunate enough in trying to, like, understand myself and learn about myself a little more, I've come to certain realizations that you know these things that I thought were, like, I was wrong for being these ways, which was it's not um, a bad thing, and not something to be uncomfortable with or ashamed of. Dealing with people that you know they, most normal people tell you to follow these normal routes in life because those are like what life's made out to be and stuff like that. And sadly, some people, not sadly, it's more sad for them in my opinion, but for me, those paths were never something that I felt 100% comfortable with. It was like, you want to say go to school, and the guidance counselor is telling me, oh, need something to fall back on, if the band doesn't work. And of course, yeah, that makes total sense or whatever. But there was like nothing really that I wanted to do that to fall back on. It was like, no, I'm focusing on my future. My future is playing music and playing in a band, and that's what I want to do. And of course, you get ridiculed for it. And I had, like probably thousands of other musicians in my situation. You had to deal with that bullshit or whatever, and it's understandable. But life and the way people are is not all the same. We're not all the same as far as the way our brains work, the way our hearts work, the way our expressions are. Some people are just more in tune with things, like artistically and emotionally and stuff like that. That being said, there was many people that came mentioned on the message board that one mentioned having ADHD, and he felt like he related to me in some way. Other people just have this awkwardness, or what was it, autism people, and just this sort of things. I'm not looking at them all. I'm just kind of remembering, and I'm not feeling like they have a place in society that metal, kind of gives us. But it's like, we don't live in the metal world, at least like most people. I live in the metal world almost all the time, metal and horror, and my amazing family is my world. But most people, you don't live in the metal world all the time. You have to deal with real society, and I have a problem dealing with real society. I just do. Me going to a supermarket, yeah, I'll go and do it, but it's like I feel naturally uncomfortable, especially when I go on my own. If I go with my wife, then I don't know, somehow it works better because it's like I have an ally there. But when I'm on my own, it's like I'm like, I don't want to talk. I just want to get whatever I want. I want my peanuts or something, and that's it. But anyway, I thought it was interesting because people that are going through this stuff, um, you know, they do live their life. At least some of them do. You know, fighting this awkwardness that they have and stuff. And I don't necessarily think it's something that you should necessarily be fighting. Of course, it's good to understand, and if you need to get therapy for it, try to understand where your head's at and stuff. But it's really difficult. Sometimes you feel alone. There's been many times where I felt like just alone, like I don't understand. Like, let's just say, we've done some great albums that people really enjoy, and I'm very fortunate for that. And then, like, life changes, trends change and stuff, and then they're not quite as interested in what you do anymore. And it's very difficult because you put all your heart and soul into um, making music, making an album, building up a musical career, and then trends change, and you get kind of bummed out about that. There's a lot of things in life that will get you down. That's just like something that I can relate to. But there's normal things in life too. When I try to hold down a normal job, it's very difficult for me to do. Not because I can't do the work, because I can't focus on the work. I can't. My heart is into music. It's like I feel like I'm wasting my life away. My downtime is being wasted with work, even though it has a place. Obviously, you need money to live and stuff. So I'm not like, it's a battle that we all have to deal with, and find ways to make work. And I hope I don't sound like a therapist or something. Jesus Christ, that's not what I want to do. But there are people out there, and I'm speaking to them. I'm not speaking to the people that think I'm talking like crazy talk or BS, or not interested, or the people that don't need to hear this talk. And it really doesn't matter, because I'm not going to spend every time here talking about you know, this kind of outcast and whatever. I'm just not. It's not my thing. But I do feel that's important that people know that it's fine to be true to yourself regardless of what it is, and it might take a long time, but you'll find your niche. You'll find where you fit in. You just have to keep looking for it, and you have to keep believing that even if people put you down for how you believe and what you believe in and how you are or how you react, we all react differently. We all act differently in different situations. Of course, there's lots of people that are like, you know, they're always cool in life. They feel great, but there's other people like me that like sometimes I'm in a situation and I just need to be alone for a while. And so I'll take a walk and I'll just gather my thoughts. I'm totally comfortable like that. I'm not. And other people come around and be like, "Oh, you're by yourself. I'm here to keep you company." Below, it's like, okay, I appreciate it. I know you're doing it because you're nice, but I'm fine being with myself and living within my own thoughts for a while. I just sometimes feel over loaded in situations where there's lots of people sometimes. Of course, it shows you don't see that because I'm in my element. These are my kind of people at metal shows. So I'm extra excited because I'm just like, I wish the world was this. So that's like my, whatever, what's a cheesy word to say, my happy place or whatever. Talking about metal or talking about some, relating with other metalheads or something. That's where I feel good. The there's other things where I just feel awkward sometimes. The say the air in the room will be uncomfortable, and that really affects me a lot. And there's a lot of other people that does affect, and people will look at you and be like, why are you acting so weird? It's like I'm just reacting. My body's just reacting. It's not like I'm thinking about it. It's not like I want to be, quiet or lame to myself or whatever. It's just that sometimes if I feel that the people that I'm with, maybe there's somebody there that I just somehow either don't feel comfortable with, or I don't know what it is. It's like I don't know how to explain it. The people that know it know it, you know. And for people that have any of these kind of problems, there's a definite place for you, and you know don't just I just don't want you to think that you're alone in this situation, because you're really not. Um, yeah, maybe, I don't know. I feel kind of like cheesy in a way talking about this because it feels so trite. I don't know what it is, but I think it's important that people know that as long as you are true to yourself, and you could make a life for yourself, and eventually find your way through this life. But it's not always an easy path, and you're talking to someone that did not have that easy of a life. I didn't have the most difficult life. I had a great family and great upbringing, but it just me, the person that I am, it's like I chose a path that was very difficult. And I think I, without sounding like some weirdo or whatever, I just want people to know that if life gets you down and you have a life gets you down, or people that you're with are not respecting you for who you are, or don't understand your boundaries as a person, or whatever BS like that. It's all good. Just leave those people. Don't hang out with those people. Get them out of your life. It's sad, but you know, over the last I guess throughout the life, you have to let certain people go because uh, they're just not adding to your life, and it sucks sometimes because no matter how hard you want to try to make things good with certain people, um, be friendly, be honest, be trustworthy to these people. They're always going to fight you on it. And if that's the way some people are, that's just the way they are, and just you have to deal with it. And you have to realize that, okay, these people aren't the kind of people I need to be around, and you make your own move to try to stay away from these people as much as possible. Of course, you can't stay away from them forever, but you'd be happy. Do what you got to do to get yourself in the right headspace and happy, and don't let. Well, I'll put it this way: don't let like people that are losers, try to get you down. Because what happens too, especially if you're somewhat successful in something, is that people that aren't as successful sometimes want to drag you down to their level, and that's their insecurity that they're doing it. You could be treating them totally honest and totally cool and like anybody else, but they feel uncomfortable because of some popularity you have or some gift you have, and that really, it sucks that people are like that, but that's just the way people are, and don't let it get you down. But anyway, I'm not going to do this kind of talk all the time. I'm not. I mean, just so you know, I'm going to be trying to answer questions that elaborates a little bit on some of the topics on the Garza show, because well, we'll just say if people ask me to, I will, because I'm not gonna just do this if no one gives a crap, which is fine. And if you don't give a crap, I don't care. It makes my life actually a little easier. But no, I do like communicating with people. There were a lot of I think there were a lot of interesting topics brought up, but they were brought up in a Cliff Note version, because a situation like that, any of those topics I could have spent an hour and a half, 2 hours talking about. So, you give like the Cliff Note version of it, and sometimes you don't always get 100% of your idea out, but the basics of it is there and stuff. So if anybody, if there's anything anybody wants to hear more about from the podcast, I'll be more than happy to do it. I will be pretty freaking busy the next couple of weeks, because we're getting ready for MDF. We're doing an Onward to Gotha set, which I'm really excited about, and it's coming along great. And then the European set, which is also really cool because it's basically a 90s set with only 2 songs post 2000, and basically doing that because we're already kind of on a 90s kick anyway, and plus, we were in Europe yesterday, so it was yesterday. Did I say yesterday? Last year. It feels like sometimes last year yesterday. But yeah, we played Europe last year, and last couple of years we played an assorted set of stuff throughout our career. So this time I wanted to concentrate a little more on some more obscure older stuff. So if you're into that, that'll be fucking awesome. And yeah, just thank you very much for checking this out. I think I'm forgetting something, but what else is new? Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate you checking out this podcast. I appreciate you checking out the Garza podcast. I mean, that was really the whole thing to set this off. And yeah, if you want to elaborate on anything, I'm totally down with it. But like I said, don't expect, don't only ask me. I mean, if you have serious questions about, like, this topic of awkwardness and not fitting in and blah, 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 serious questions about it, yeah, I'll answer them for you. Or I'll talk, not answer them. I can't answer you, but I could tell you my opinions on it. But I'd really, really prefer to talk about actual music and band stuff and that kind of stuff. That's really my way of talking. But I do feel it's important to, because part of the reason why a lot of us are in this metal world is because of something in our lives that is, let's say we're a different breed. There's a different breed. Some people listen to music and nonchalantly enjoy it, and it's great, and that's simple. And there's people like me that are way more, you know, deeper into it and have a deeper connection with it. And that's the kind of stuff that it is interesting, and that's kind of what I was trying to get across in this, but it kind of seemed like the music part kind of got out a little bit. But anyway, talk to you guys later. Thank you so much, and yeah, thank you for listening to me babble. Appreciate it. Thank you.